doesn't just not understand black culture, he doesn't understand any culture, because why does he have a video where he's got a bunch of guns laid out in front of him, like he's got, you know, mob ties, but he's currently trying to deal with that problem in court.
In the video, surrounded by a bunch of choppers. Huh? You're the Canadian chopper slinger now.
Oh my God.
You the Toronto trigger squeezer now.
We're not in your mix. We're not in your mix, like ever. We never want to be in your mix. we don't want.
We don't want to party with you.
We don't want to party with you. We don't want anything from you. Half the time we don't even like your makeup. So it's like.
So what then? So what then, big dog? Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't look away now. Don't get shy now.
Huh? Drake just waved real guns in a music video and sent out wild threats aimed straight at Kendrick Lamar. But leave it to Pusha T to shut him down and expose the act. Everyone thought Drake might chill after catching that massive L in his beef with Kendrick. But nah, it's 2025 and he's out here acting like he's about to pull up on folks for real. Drake's back doing his fake mob boss routine, and it blew up in his face, hard. Fans are roasting him left and right for this tough guy act, especially since he's also crying in court, suing his label, and claiming they ruined his reputation after the Kendrick fallout. But the loudest reality check came from Pusha T, and he didn't hold back one bit. The new Clipse album is finally here after 15 years. Let God sort him out. And it features a fire Kendrick collab that Def Jam tried to shut down. Pusha stood his ground, and now he's exposing who really tried to sabotage the album. And guess what? It all points right back to Drake and those wild threats. Just before the album dropped, Pusha posted a bold message on IG, "Can't nothing stop this greatness? The lies are very telling. The people will never believe these smear campaigns." He didn't even need to say Drake's name. Fans instantly knew who he meant, especially after it came out that Drake was paying pages that never even heard the album to trash it online. Lately, Drake's superfans been flooding every corner of the internet with hate, calling Clipse irrelevant and saying no one cares. But this move just made Pusha and Kendrick look even stronger.
I mean, y'all don't think it's extremely corny for him to be in a video surrounded by guns?
No, absolutely it is.
Like, what?
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all don't think that's extremely corny?
Yeah. But the song, honestly, it just sounds like another good hit Drake. I mean, a good Drake hit. It don't really sound like.
I don't even know if it's. I don't even know if it's.
I wouldn't
You know
say.
what I mean?
I
Like,
wouldn't say a hit.
It don't.
It's a cool
I mean,
record.
like another Drake, like
the
single.
vibe.
Like, okay, so like a vibey single.
Why
like,
is he in the video surrounded by guns? What is the point?
Because
You want to go to war because you got off the rap battle?
Said nobody cared till they in front of your tombstone. So yeah, what's
I'm
up?
not at him. I'm not mad at it. I just don't love the record. It's a cool record.
you
Why
don't
I
is
just don't
he
love
in the
it.
video surrounded by guns?
It was a reference to something, but I can look up the
Aubrey
reference.
Gun Graham?
Man, he really good.
AR Graham now? That's who you are now? You're AR Graham? This record would make a lot of sense if Drake hadn't said nothing for the last year and a half. If he hadn't said a word, no lawsuits, no nothing, hadn't said nothing, he just came out, what did I miss? I didn't know what y'all was on. Like, that would make more sense.
Yeah.
But you in the video surrounded by a bunch of choppers. Huh? You're the Canadian chopper slinger now.
Oh my God.
See, I'm just not. It's cool.
You the Toronto trigger squeezer now.
This guy's crazy.
Huh? What's going on?
You are so, I know that man talk about you in therapy. You are so triggering.
Why are y'all that? But why, man? That's just tone deaf. You in a video surrounded by guns. You lost the rap battle. It is what it is. You got your ass handed to you for the past year and some change. Now you back with the choppers.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Y'all just that's just.
Folks online are going in on Clipse's new album. Some are straight up dragging it, saying things like, Clipse should be ashamed for dropping the worst rap album I've ever heard. They even took shots at their age, laughing like, these dudes pushing 50? I'm gonna crack up watching people try to hype this up. One post even said, I'm glad they're struggling. Maybe they should focus on making good music instead of clout chasing by talking about rappers way more successful than them. People really piling on. Another post said, poor Clipse waited all these years just to use shameless social media stunts to push an album that's gonna get buried under Bieber, Travis Scott, and Drake's wireless weekend. That's like the opposite of a coke high for them. And now, even Drake fans are clapping back hard at Pusha T for that smear campaign comment he made. One OVO fan wrote on X, "There is no smear campaign. Nobody cares about Clipse in real life. Haven't in 4 presidents." Then they added a brutal jab. They're about to go on tour and can't even sell 20% of the seats. They're crying wolf because reality just smacked them. But Pusha fans are firing right back. They say all this noise from OVO stands is just a distraction, a smokescreen to take heat off Drake's latest flop, another awkward diss track and music video. Drake just dropped his new song, What Did I Miss Over the Weekend? And surprise, he's still whining about folks who switched sides during his Kendrick feud. Oh, and he purposely dropped it on the 1-year anniversary of Kendrick's Not Like Us, like this was supposed to hit back.
Favorite Twitter pages are being paid to slander Clipse the week of their album release. Man, I've been waiting to have a conversation with y'all like this for a little minute. So yesterday, Kirko, a famous page on Twitter, posted Clipse upcoming album Let God Sort 'Em Out has reportedly surfaced online days before its official release, and they turned their comments off. Now, Kirko has posted like when songs leak and stuff, but usually when big albums are about to come out or albums that people are talking about, like Hurry Up Tomorrow, for instance, The Weeknd's album leaked a couple days before the album drop, or some songs leaked at least. And they didn't necessarily post it. So I did find...
But it didn't. Fans instantly clowned the track for being weak and petty. One said, "Drake always playing the victim. Man's fake and can't stand when people don't let him control everything." Another user wrote, "He got a whole martyr complex. Kendrick already called this in Euphoria. Drake's not built for battle raps. That ain't his lane." And let's not forget the mess behind the scenes. Drake's still in court suing his label, claiming they stood by and let Kendrick defame him with those PDF allegations. The drama just keeps stacking up. But here's where things get real messy. In his track, What Did I Miss? Drake drops a bar that's raising serious eyebrows. He actually says, "She might decide to say no to me now, but say yes to me later." Seriously? With everything being said about him lately, that's the last thing he should be rapping. After the whole internet flipped over Kendrick calling him a certified PDF file, this line, wild move. And if the lyrics weren't cringy enough, the music video had people straight up laughing at Drake. In the video, he's posted up in his backyard, surrounded by real guns. But instead of looking tough, fans said he came off corny, like he's playing dress-up instead of making a statement. The first to roast him? Charlemagne from The Breakfast Club. He went in, calling Drake corny and saying he's just pretending to be a shooter. Now, of course, Drake's fans jumped in to defend him, claiming folks missed the symbolism. They said all the guns in the video are actually pointed at him, like he's standing between 2 snipers aimed right at his head. So according to them, it's all about him surviving the pressure, standing tall even with everyone aiming at him. But not everyone's buying it. A bunch of people think this is just Drake poking Kendrick again, and they're not impressed. One person on X said, "Kendrick is a real one. He's built for this. Drake's just playing gangster while crying in court about being threatened." Another user pointed out the contradiction. Man's rapping in a backyard full of weapons, talking revenge, but in court, he's saying he fears for his life and people said mean things about him? Come on. And then it got worse. That same fan reminded everyone about that livestream moment, when Drake was driving a box truck around, hyping his new album Iceman. Some kids on bikes yelled the B word at him, quoting Not Like Us. And instead of brushing it off, Drake snapped. He shouted back and even warned the kid he could get shot. Yeah, people are saying Drake is spiraling, and this ain't a good look. But like always with Drake, even his threats don't hit right.
For being overly sensitive about you rapping about another artist signed to that label. Drake, a huge artist under the Universal banner. And they were sort of playing referee. He was getting Shea Gilgeous-Alexander calls, is what you're saying.
For sure. For sure.
And at that point, you said, all right, I'll keep it moving. You put out Story of Adidon on SoundCloud instead of commercially. The Pop Smoke
that happened.
Removed.
The verses get removed. A couple verses get removed. I move on.
Right.
I just move on musically.
Right.
You know.
So then, fast forward to 2024.
Fast forward, yeah.
Drake and Kendrick do their thing.
Boom.
Drake files a lawsuit.
Boom.
You play them your new song with a Kendrick verse on it.
Boom.
How do they react?
Now, mind you, the energy up to that point is everybody's clamoring, oh, new album's coming, so on and so forth. Excitement, everybody's ready. Listen, we 10 songs, 11 songs, 12 songs away. I mean, you know, close. We show up with the Kendrick verse, and everything's halted. It's halted. It's said that it will not be put out. They just didn't want to put it out. They would not speak via email.
They didn't want anything in writing.
Yeah, the label would not send emails.
Nothing in writing.
Nothing in writing to my management. They would call my management, 10 times in a row, trying to get all of this, trying to, just plead their case. Now, there was nothing even to be, they didn't like the optic. In my opinion, they didn't like the optics
of two Drake foes teaming up.
Right.
Yeah. Did there a line they pinpointed?
Censor? They pinpointed a line where the phrase "trump card" was used. Right. And so stupid. Like it's like the phrase "trump card" was used, and they said that they didn't want any problem with Trump. Or something like that as well.
Unrelated to...
unrelated. Even unrelated. Yeah, totally unrelated.
Just a Trump...
Yeah.
A Trump,
yeah.
So you felt like they were looking for something?
Of course. They were looking for...
To halt the optics.
1,000%.
Nothing about it actually came off scary. Just more of the same empty flexing. Oh, and this all went down in Toronto, which explains why Drake was using that thick Toronto accent that night like he was in some kind of street drama. But let's swing back to Pusha T, because he's not letting up. Just days before Clipse dropped their new album, Pusha did an interview with GQ and went off on Drake for suing UMG over Not Like Us. Pusha didn't hold back. He said, "I don't rate him no more. The suing thing is bigger than some rap stuff. I just don't rate you." That hit hard. Pusha explained that once lawsuits start getting tossed around, it messes with the art. It makes everything feel watered down. He basically said, why we even doing this if it's gonna turn into court dates and legal threats? And then he dropped another bomb. Def Jam actually told him to ask Kendrick to censor his verse on the Clipse track Chains and Whips. They were scared Kendrick would go in too heavy on Drake again. But Pusha wasn't having it. He refused to censor anything. Then, Def Jam told him to scrap the whole track. And again, Pusha stood firm and refused. That's when things got wild. Def Jam ended up dropping Clipse from the label entirely. But that didn't stop the movement. Clipse turned around and signed a distribution deal with Roc Nation instead. In a sit-down with Elliott Wilson, Pusha revealed that Def Jam started nitpicking Kendrick's verse like crazy, doing everything they could to push Clipse to cut the track. Total pressure move. And Pusha didn't stop there. He straight up compared this whole situation to his 2018 beef with Drake, when he dropped the story of Adidon and exposed Drake for hiding his son. That shook the whole game. In another recent interview with Pop, Pusha said that after Adidon dropped, he started noticing his own songs getting shelved. It was like the industry started punishing him for going at Drake so hard, locking up his music, just because he dared to tell the truth. Pusha explained that he really tried to let the whole thing go, but when Def Jam pulled the same shady move with Chains and Whips, he knew he had to stand his ground. No more backing down. According to Push, the label came up with this wild excuse. They told him to cut Chains and Whips from the album because he used the phrase "trump card," and they didn't want to upset Trump supporters. But Pusha called total BS on that. He said the real reason was obvious. Def Jam was just trying to protect Drake. They couldn't handle the idea of both of Drake's biggest rivals teaming up on one track. Pusha tried to play it cool in public, saying the song wasn't really about Drake. But let's be real. Just the title alone screams shade. There's no way it's a coincidence. Why? Because on Drake's collab with Jack Harlow, Churchill Downs, Drake rapped, "All I hear is plug talk coming from middlemen," which was a jab at Pusha. Then he fired at Kendrick with, "All I hear is tall tales coming from little men, whips and chains like a dominatrix." So now Clipse and Kendrick come back with a track called Chains and Whips? Come on! That's a direct response. They knew what they were doing. Now everyone's asking, what's Drake gonna do next? His new album Iceman is on the way, and even though there's no official date yet, Drake's already teasing that it's dropping this year. But the vibe? It's definitely not smooth R&B this time. After catching that L in the Kendrick beef, Drake tried to act unbothered. He dropped a project with Party Next Door, and fans thought he'd finally figured it out, that he should just stick to melody and vibes. But now, Drake's back to throwing threats, rapping surrounded by guns and posting cryptic captions. And he just teased that Iceman is about to shake things up. On Instagram, he wrote, "I grew up non-confrontational and always treated this game as a sport where my pen won gold. But these days, the podium has been hard for all of us to ignore. I understand that this next chapter may leave you feeling uneasy, but I hope you see my honesty as clarity, not charity. That answers some questions, especially about the unanswered texts you've been sending me." Whew, looks like Iceman might not be just an album. It might be a full-on warning shot. So what do you think? Is Drake about to come back strong or spiral even deeper into the beef? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell. And we'll see you in the next one.